Hi there, welcome to Comet Backup. I am Gretel from Customer Success, and in this video, I will take you on a quick tour of Comet software interfaces to show you some of our coolest features that would make it easier for you to take care of your customers' data. Let's get started. First, here is a quick run-through of your Comet setup. Comet works on the client-server model, and it has two main components, as you can see here. You have the Comet Server, which is your main console for managing users, backups, and devices. And you have the Comet Backup Client, which is installed on the user's endpoint, and it's the one that performs all the backup and restore operations. We will have a look at both the Comet Server and client interfaces in this video. Before we visit the main interface, let me tell you a bit about Comet. Comet Backup is an all-in-one backup platform for businesses and IT providers. And what sets us apart in the market are our core technology benefits. For example, with Comet, backups are incremental forever. Your oldest backup can restore just as fast as your most recent one. There is no need for differentials or delta merging or for full re-uploads. So after the first backup, you will never have to re-upload the full file again. Also, Comet has fast, bandwidth-efficient backups since deduplication is actually client-side, so this saves on storage space. Aside from that, data is compressed and also encrypted during backup, transit, and rest. The only time that data is unencrypted is during a restore. And at Comet, we are proud to offer flexible and easy-to-configure direct-to-cloud backups. Choose to store your backups in any S3-compatible cloud storage and in any storage location or region offered by your cloud provider. This is the Comet Server, which is your main console where you can remotely manage and protect devices and backup a range of different backup types, really. Files and folders, databases, emails, servers, or even entire devices. You can access the Comet Server through a web portal, as you can see here. And there are some customization options available. For example, there is a light and dark mode that you can set here. And the language can also be changed. Just click here to change the language setting. And as you can see, Comet is available in 15 languages. Aside from those customizations, Comet also supports multi-factor authentication to help you secure your Comet server. Just click on your email here, and you can set up 2FA here. As you can see, you can configure several layers of authentication to secure your data. Now, let us have a look at the user profile and the user features that you can configure from the Comet server. You can fully control your user settings from here. For one, you can localize the language and time zone for the user, and the settings that you configure here will show on the client software. You can also set up customized email reporting for users from here. And it is also possible to control customer usage by setting up quotas, for example, for storage usage, for the number of endpoints that a user can set up, and the number of Microsoft 365 users that can be configured. You can also add and configure backup types, or what we call protected items, from your centralized web interface here. There is no need to access each individual endpoint to set up a backup. These are the protected items that you can configure with Comet. We support a range of different backup types, including files and folders, disk image for a bare metal restore, Microsoft 365 emails and other items, and you can also back up virtual environments. When configuring your backups, you can direct backups to different storage locations, and there are several schedule types that can be configured to cover different backup needs. And speaking of flexibility and meeting customers' needs and storage, when it comes to storage at Comet, we like to say that we are storage agnostic, as we support a wide range of storage options, which we will have a look at next. Here, you will see all the storage destinations configured for this user, and you can also configure a new storage destination here. there are some storage-specific customizations that you can set here. For example, you can hide the branding. You can set a quota for the amount of storage a user is allowed, as we showed earlier. And you can also set retention rules. We will touch on other options for rebranding Comet and for setting a retention policy in this video later. For now, let us just quickly have a look at the storage providers that you can configure with Comet. And as you can see, we support basically any S3 compatible cloud storage. And we have direct integration with some of the top cloud storage providers. Aside from that, you can also configure on-prem storage with Comet. From the Comet Server, you can also access and manage all registered devices, which we will cover next. Here, you will see all the devices registered to this user. This will show you the status of the devices and how many protected items are configured on each. You can also push actions from the Comet Server that would be performed by the client software. For example, you can uninstall or update the client software from the Comet Server, as well as run manual backups of your endpoints. And it is also possible to initiate a restore to your endpoints from the Comet Server. Just following the restore wizard for a bit here, you can see that you can restore backups between different devices for a fast recovery in case a device that you are backing up breaks down. And if you have run multiple backups, you can choose a specific snapshot to restore. Here, you will see the different restore options available depending on the backup type. So in this case, we are looking at a disk image backup. As you can see, I have the option to restore full disks or to perform a granular file restore, and I can also restore this backup as a virtual disk. I have closed out the restore wizard and we are now back to the devices tab. Next, I wanted to go through Comet's policy feature, which you can use to apply an extra layer of protection and which can also help you to set up users more quickly with Comet. Here is where you can create policy templates that can be applied to multiple users for a quick start. In the default settings, there are several rules you can apply to manage access to your data outside the Comet Server. For example, you can restrict access to your settings and backups from the endpoint. You can lock out your end user altogether. And aside from restricting access, you can also speed up the setup process by applying default reports, default schedules, and other settings to new users through policies. One of the settings you can configure and apply as a template to users is a retention policy, which you can set up in this tab. Retention policies tell Comet which data you no longer need and can be deleted based on time-based conditions, which helps you to manage your storage space. There are several retention conditions that you can configure. Multiple rules can be configured for different layers of retention. Just jumping a couple of screens ahead here, aside from applying retention rules, Comet can also perform maintenance and cleanup of all unused backup data that are no longer associated with any user through its Constellation Role. Here is where you can configure the targets for Constellation Role to manage. And we have a video tutorial on how to configure this, which we have linked in the description below. Another cool Comet feature is that anyone can rebrand both the Comet Server and the Comet Client, which you can configure in the Comet Server here. If you would like to rebrand the Comet Server, the page title, image, colors, and tab icons can be changed. As you can see here, I have rebranded my Comet Server. Please do not judge my sense of aesthetic. And as we mentioned, the Comet Client can also be rebranded. You can change the company name, the URLs shown in the software, the icons, logos, and background colors, among others. I have rebranded my Comet Client, and here is my rebranded installer. The login window has also been rebranded. And since we already have the client application open, it's a good transition to the client interface, which is what we are looking at now. As we mentioned earlier, the backup and restore operations are performed client-side. On the client, it is also possible to view different job types here. And other settings can be configured here too, like storage vault settings, some account preference settings, and also email reporting. Another thing I wanted to show you on the client is when you are backing up Windows disk image with Comet, it is possible to create a recovery media from the Comet client. You can create a recovery media that you can boot into on a bare metal device from this part of the Comet client for a quick disaster recovery. We again have a tutorial on how to perform a bare metal restore with Comet, which is linked in the description below. And this wraps up our walkthrough of some of Comet's top features. There are definitely more features for you to discover, so you can reach out to us for any inquiries, or better yet, just sign up now to find out more about Comet Backup. You can click on the link in the description to sign up with Comet for a 30-day free trial. You get to try all of Comet's features. We don't have a trial version, quote unquote, so you get to try all of the features we looked at earlier and others that we didn't cover in this video. Plus, there is no need to add a credit card upon sign up, so it is very easy. You will also find a link in the description below to book a call with our sales team if you have some questions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.